This is breaking news from the Las Vegas Review-Journal, sponsored by Michael Gaughan's South Point Hotel, Casino, and Spa.
Sheriff Andrew Walsh, and I'm here to brief you on the additional details as we know them today about the officer-involved shooting that occurred on Thursday, October 13th, 2022. I want to begin by expressing my deepest condolences to the family of Officer Truong Thai and to all the members of the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department that have had the honor and privilege of serving with him during his career. And we should let Officer Thai's death serve as a stark reminder of what the men and women who wear this uniform every day face when they go out into our community to serve and protect us all. This is officer-involved shooting number 10 for 2022. Non-fatal number 5, and at the same time last year we had 8 officer-involved shootings, 3 of which were non-fatal. This event was initiated as a domestic violence call at 1:08 a.m. The officer-involved shooting occurred in the 800 block of East Flamingo Road, Las Vegas, Nevada, which is located in the South Central Area Command. The suspect in this event was taken into custody near the intersection of Desert Inn Road and Eastern Avenue, and you can see these scenes on the screens to my left. The involved officers, the first officer is Officer Truong Thai. Officer Thai was 49 years old, and he had been with the LVMPD since 1999. In this incident, Officer Thai was armed with a Glock 21 .45 caliber handgun, equipped with a tactical light, and the investigation revealed that he fired 5 rounds during this incident. The second officer is Officer Ryan Gillihan. Officer Gillihan is 32 years old. He has been with the LVMPD since 2017. In this incident, he was armed with a Glock 17 9mm handgun, equipped with a tactical light, and the investigation revealed that he fired 7 rounds during this incident. And both of these officers are assigned to the Community Policing Division and specifically the South Central Area Command. The suspect in this event has been identified as Tyson Sean Hampton. He's a 24-year-old black male adult. He's 5'11" and weighs approximately 145 pounds. And Hampton is pictured on the screen to my left. In this event, Hampton was armed with 2 handguns. One was a Century Arms Model RAS 47 7.62 caliber handgun. The second weapon was a Taurus G2S 40 caliber handgun. And our investigation revealed that Tyson fired 18 rounds from the Century Arms pistol during this incident, and we do not believe that he fired the Taurus handgun. Hampton has been charged with murder on a protected person with a deadly weapon, 4 counts of attempted murder with a deadly weapon, battery with a deadly weapon resulting in substantial bodily harm, discharging a gun within a vehicle, discharging a firearm into an occupied vehicle, and domestic battery first offense. Now I'll go into the details of the officer-involved shooting. On October 13th, 2022, at 1:08 a.m., a woman called our communications center to report that she had been battered by her husband, Tyson Hampton. The victim stated that they were waiting for the police in the 800 block of East Flamingo Road. At approximately 1:40 a.m., Officer Truong Thai and Officer Ryan Gillihan were assigned to the call. Officer Gillihan was the first to arrive, and he contacted the victim of the domestic battery along with her mother. Hampton was sitting in his vehicle, which was a short distance away from the victim. Officer Gillihan made contact with the victim and spoke with her for a few minutes prior to Officer Thai arriving. At approximately 1:49 a.m., Officer Thai arrived on the scene, and he walked over to Hampton, who was still sitting in his vehicle. Officer Thai asked Hampton what was going on, but Hampton did not reply. Officer Thai then directed Hampton to place his hands on the steering wheel of his car. Hampton complied and placed his hands on his steering wheel, but did not say anything to Officer Thai. Hampton then looked to the passenger side of his vehicle and then removed his hands from the steering wheel. Officer Thai reached into the vehicle and attempted to gain control of Hampton's arm, but he was unable to do so, and then he told Hampton to get out of the car. As Hampton placed his vehicle in drive, Officer Thai disengaged and started to walk backwards toward his patrol vehicle. At this time, Officer Gillihan was walking up to the rear side of Hampton's vehicle, and as Hampton was driving away, he produced a firearm out of the driver's side window of his vehicle and fired rounds at officers. Unfortunately, one of those rounds struck Officer Thai, mortally wounding him. But even after being mortally wounded, Officer Thai was able to return fire as he laid on the ground. Officer Gillihan also returned fire as Hampton drove away. Hampton's rounds also struck his mother-in-law, who was standing next to his wife. The description of Hampton and his vehicle were broadcast on all police channels, and a short time after the shooting, Hampton was spotted by an alert patrol officer driving not far from the scene where the officer-involved shooting had occurred. Several more officers responded to assist into getting Hampton into custody, and a vehicle stop was initiated. However, Hampton refused to comply for the marked patrol vehicles. Shortly thereafter, a pit maneuver was conducted in order to stop Hampton and his vehicle. Hampton was then taken into custody with the assistance of a canine unit. Officer Thai was transported to Sunrise Hospital by medical personnel, where he succumbed to his injuries. Hampton's mother-in-law was also transported to the hospital for a non-life-threatening gunshot wound. Hampton was booked into the Clark County Detention Center for the aforementioned charges after receiving treatment for his canine bites. Now we're going to play some of the body-worn camera footage from this incident, and I'll narrate some of this as we go along. So the first video you're going to see, this is Officer Thai as he arrives and approaches Hampton's vehicle.
What's going on, man? Go ahead and put your hands on the steering wheel. Yeah, what's up? What's going on, friend? Hey, get out of the car. Get out of the car.
So that was at the time where Officer Thai was struck. The next video is going to be from Officer Gillihan's body-worn camera.
You can stand right there. Just hang out right there for a second. Hey, get out of the car. Get out of the car. Control 1R4.
So one thing before we play the next video, if you could see at the end of Officer Gillihan's video, the blue vehicle that Hampton was driving doesn't just accelerate and try to leave the area. He's driving very slowly as he fires back at the officers and the citizens on the street. We slowed that down for you so you can see it's in the circled area. And that's even slower. And this is the air unit video of the custody stop location. What you can't see in this video is because it's from the air unit and they're using the FLIR system. What you can't see is all the marked patrol units that are in the area. They all have their emergency lights on. You just can't pick it up on the camera. But
Northeastern.
Alright,
so
is 2425 Desert Inn, slow rolling, not stopping for units. Any other units, just come on this channel. We're going to do it all on this channel for now. Crossfire. Units, he is under 40 miles an hour. He's in the CVS parking lot here, DI and Eastern, southeast corner. Let's get him stopped.
CVS parking lot at DI.
Alright, Air 5, we do have a successful pit. Units, watch your crossfire. Watch your crossfire. Let's get him locked in. Alright, he's going to be in the Eastbound lanes, units are blocking them in now. Crossfire is going to be towards the northeast. We got units towards the southwest of it.
And this next video is when he's taken into custody by the K-9 unit. And these are some photos from the crime scene. That is the victim's mother's vehicle. You can see there is a gunshot wound in the windshield, right next to the driver's side. And then you can also see there's a gunshot wound to the front passenger side of the vehicle. And that's Officer Thai's patrol vehicle. You could see one of the rounds went through the windshield. And that concludes this briefing. I'll take a couple of questions.
Was Officer Thai wearing a bulletproof vest?
Yes.
Go ahead, Ken.
That's Ken.
Where was he struck?
In the side. The round penetrated his ballistic vest and entered his body.
Penetrated the vest?
Yes.
This is the 762?
Yes.
Can you describe that weapon for us a little more? What is that?
It's an AK-47 pistol. So it's a pistol that shoots AK-47 rounds.
Was Hampton firing through his back? I mean, the officers are behind him, so is he firing like through his back window, or is there anything?
He fired with his right hand back this way towards the officers.
And that's the weapon you did recover?
That's his weapon, yes, and we did recover it.
And everybody here at the morning during that press conference seemed very emotional, and of course it's been several days at this point, but how is this impacting people on the street? How is it impacting yourself?
Thank you, Sean. I appreciate you asking because, this is a tough punch for our police department to take, especially the men and women at the South Central Area Command who worked with Ty. He was one of those officers that had a lot of time on and could have pretty much worked any shift he wanted to. And, a guy that's been around for 23 years knows guys like me and then knows the junior guys on the police department as well. He's one of those guys that touched everybody. I do know one thing, that we're confident of our strength and, we'll get back on our feet because that's what he would want us to do. But for now, it's tough. This is not something that, any police department should ever have to go through. But it's the reality of what police officers, not just in our community, but across the country, face every day.
What services do you have available for people that are impacted by this internally in the department?
Yeah, so wellness is obviously an important thing for us, and taking care of our officers is important. And anything and everything you could think of from that perspective, whether it's doctor, police employees, has been around a very long time, my entire career, and I'm grateful for the men and women that work there, but they're taking care of our officers.
You've been watching breaking news from the Las Vegas Review-Journal, sponsored by Michael Gaughan's South Point Hotel, Casino, and
Yes.
Spa.
You told she was one of